Hello everyone, kumusta? It's your Boholana-Belgian again after being away for some time. I noticed that in the last few videos that I've created and posted online, I've started with something like, it's been a while. And once again, it's been a while. I've been meaning to make this video, but there always seems to be, either work or other projects that I need to be working on, or times where I just need to have a little bit of me time and not, create or edit videos. But this is something I really wanted to do, and I realized that if you really want to do something and you don't have the time, then you have to find a way to make the time at least. So this video is actually my way of somehow restarting the YouTube channel venture of my life. And I'm gonna name this episode the Boholana-Belgian Deconstructed. Maybe not into very detail, but I did want to make this video as a way for me to somehow share a little bit more insight about myself. I hope in a fun way, and I hope that at least you guys get to know all your Boholana-Belgian a little bit better. So I have with me in my phone 25 questions, 25 because I'm 25 years of age, as long as I connection. So I have here 25 well-curated questions made by a panel of experts and judges who, just kidding. So these are just 25 questions which I found, and I'm gonna be answering them, hoping that you somehow get to know me a little bit better. Let's start? Yeah. Question number 1, where did you grow up? I grew up most of my childhood in Belgium, but every summer of the 10 years that I was there, from 2 to 12, we would come back to the Philippines and stay in Bohol for 2 months. So both Belgium and Bohol are equally important parts of my childhood. Question number 2, where do you currently live? At the moment, I live in Manila because my work is here, but I do admit I go back to Bohol often because my family's there and I visit them. 3, who is your first best friend? Okay, let me think back. I think my first best friend's name is Sharon. No, I don't think, I know that her name is Sharon, but I think she is my first memory of a best friend. So Sharon, wherever you are in life, because I haven't seen you since grade 3, wherever you are at the moment, I hope you're good. Number 4, how tall are you? Actually, we just had a company physical exam, the ones you get annually. And there they measured me at 5'7". They asked me how much it was the last time I was measured, and then I told them it was 5'7.5" back then. So, bao lang, asa ni adto ang 0.5 na inch. Number 5, dogs or cats? Definitely dogs, that's a no-brainer for me. Number 6, funniest moment throughout high school. Let me think. Okay, would you believe that this person who used to be English Paka in high school and a little bit throughout college was best in Filipino in her 3rd or 4th year high school? Yes, unbelievable, I'm sure you might think. But there's a little story behind that. So as a foreign transfer student, I was placed in a special Filipino class, which was held every Saturday. So every Saturday of my high school life, I would go to school. But this also meant that as a special Filipino student, I did not have to attend the Filipino classes which were held during the week, where they talked about Ibong Adarna or Nolimitanghere or El Filibusterismo, for example, because I would understand those. So the teacher of those Filipino classes, the ones held during the week, would tell me, you can stay in the back of the class, you can, do your thing there, just be quiet. That was my time to catch up on assignments or to make my assignment for the next day because I was nerdy. My grades for my special Filipino classes were actually high because it was basic Filipino, and I don't think my teacher kept that into consideration, or kept the fact that I was taking special Filipino classes into consideration as she was making those high score lists for your class per subject. So technically, my Filipino score was the highest because I was getting the easiest Filipino class amongst all my classmates. So You had best in math, best in social sciences, and then you had there, bam, best in Filipino, Pauline Amelinckx. And I find it funny because it annoyed my classmates and my friends so much, but I felt special and maybe smart, I guess. Perhaps it was my fault because I did not bring that little detail to my teacher's attention. Sorry. Number 7, what year were you born in? I was born in 1995, and I thought I was a millennial, but then a few nights ago, Billy told me, no, 1995 does not count for millennials anymore, or doesn't fall under the millennial category. So I'm gonna have to research on that just in case, so I know what I am. 8, what was your dream job as a kid? I really wanted to become a doctor. And it wasn't just my dream job, it was my mom's dream job for me too. But as we can see, I did not end up a doctor. That's okay. Question number 9. Are you in or have you gone to college? Yes, I have gone to college. I graduated in 2017 from Cebu Doctors University, but I did not graduate with a medical degree. 10. What is your spirit animal and why? I really love dogs. So I think my spirit animal would be a dog who is owned by a family who shower it with love and care and food, and I just get to do my thing and run around all day. That's me. That's my spirit animal. Number 11. You're wearing perfume. What scent is it? Singot. Or in Tagalog, pawis. Number 12. Tea or coffee? Coffee for in the morning, tea for in the evening. Number 13. What sports do you play or have you played? I swam competitively in college for plus points. And mind you, I was not one of the fastest. During a competition, I really thought that I was gonna drown because it was too fast, too far, all too much at the same time. I love swimming, but I'm not fast. Number 14, have any books you read changed your life? Probably every Paulo Coelho book that I've ever read, which I think are 5, have touched my soul in one way or another. Number 15, what is your favorite movie? I have 8 favorite movies. Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Part 1, 7, Part 2. My friends know that I'm a Potterhead, so yeah. Number 16, do you speak any other languages and how well? Let's see. So I speak Flemish and English on a very fluent level. I speak Bisaya and Filipino on a pretty conversational level, like di na malibak or hindi na mabenta. I think that's how you say it in Filipino. And French is really just very, very basic. So 5 languages. Number 17, how would you describe your fashion sense? Simple and comfy. As you can see. Number 18, what is your go-to hairstyle? Well, my hair was longer before, so back then my go-to hairstyle was a ponytail, but I can't do that now with my shorter hair. So what's your go-to hairstyle? It's this. Number 19, how many siblings do you have? I'm an unika iha. Number 20, do you have any bad habits? I think overthinking can be a bad habit sometimes. But if you're asking for something that doesn't necessarily go on in your head, I stopped biting my fingernails because my papa told me that it's very unladylike. And another thing I think that's a bad habit of mine is I have this nervous tick. I think nalagpot akong laway. I have this nervous tick where I scratch the skin next to my nail. And sometimes it gets a little bit loose to such a point that I can actually like pull it back a little bit more, a little bit every time, to such a point that it starts to bleed. I hope that I'm not freaking anyone out, but yes, at some point it starts to bleed. We all have our bad habits. Number 21, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Vanilla. Number 22, have you ever failed at anything and what did you learn? Of course, I failed at something. I'm only human. But if I need to be more specific for this one, building on the doctor story that I mentioned earlier, I did take up a pre-med course when I was in college. It was medical technology because my mom really gently and lovingly nudged me into the direction of becoming a doctor. But at that point, it was just her dream. It wasn't my dream anymore. But I still decided to give it an honest try. And that worked for 2 years. On my third year, first sem, the world flipped upside down and I really couldn't pass most of my subjects anymore. It was extremely difficult. I was feeling very, very stupid and incapable of doing those things. And I felt down. I really felt like I wasn't doing it for me anymore. I was really just sad doing something that would maybe make someone else happy. And I realized that 9 out of 10, if that's the situation, you might not be able to thrive and prosper. So I also realized then in that point that being redirected in life isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I'm actually very happy with the course I graduated with, which is International Studies, major in European Studies. And I think that that course has really helped shape the parts of me that needed shaping. Not the physical parts, of course. Number 23. Do you save birthday cards or other greeting cards? Actually, I do. I have a box in my room full of cards that I've received and kept over the years. So starting kindergarten or grade school even. And these are not just birthday cards. They're also Christmas cards, New Year cards, Happy Easter cards, and also cards that I've received as I finished my first and second communion. So I'm the kind of person that gives sentimental value to the littlest things. And that box has traveled half a world with me, all the way from Belgium, all the way to the Philippines and to Bohol, only to just remain in that box in my room. Number 24. What is your weakness? In my case, it's sweets, really, desserts. I'll have a very hard time saying no to any kind of dessert, I think. My favorite one, by the way, mango floats. Number 25. Tell us one thing about you that we wouldn't know. Ooh. Building on one of my previous answers, I would consider myself someone who hoards a lot of stuff, not just birthday cards, also toilet paper rolls, for example, or little containers, thinking that I might be able to repurpose them, or in the case of the toilet paper rolls, thinking that I might be able to find a time at some point in my life to create something out of them that is either decorational or functional. And I've done some of those things, but I've stopped doing them. And now I have also a box full of toilet paper rolls, which I think on my next declutter session I should throw out. Unless you guys have any ideas as to what I can do with like a bunch of toilet paper rolls. And every once in a blue moon, the burden falls upon me to declutter and get rid of all the things that I think that I might be able to do something with. But that's okay. And that concludes the 25 questions. It was pretty fast. So I hope that this was a fun way for you to get to know me a little bit better in some weird detail. And I hope that you guys can still continue to subscribe and hopefully wait for my next videos. I have a bunch of videos saved. I will create the time to edit them and also post them. So thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy, of course. And amping.